You're welcome. And at this time, I would like to turn over to our Executive Director, Mr. Eddie Jawodo, who will be giving you a bit of summary of the project and also giving you an overview of the report before its launch. So, Mr. Jawodo.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you all for coming. Like Aaron said, today we're releasing our one-year report on the President Meter project. The President Meter project is tracking the promises made by the President. So tracking performance against promises that have been made by the President. So over the year we have documented 87 promises, and those promises 65 came from the party manifestos. The party manifestos were here. We got 65 of the promises from here. We got 22 of the promises from what they call the Presidential Priority Project. This was announced January 25th, 2018. Some of the promises came from campaign speeches and policy statements. So the President Meter Project is the first of its kind. It's a tool used by civil society organizations around the world to be able to hold or elected leader accountable. They have it across the world. It's in America, it's in Nigeria. In fact, what we're using now is replicated after Bukari Meter in Nigeria. So all of the 87 promises made by the President, 38 of the promises are rated to be ongoing or completed. It means that there are some action taken of the 87 campaign promises. So all of the 87 action have been taken of the 38 promises, and out of the 38 promises, 5 of the promises are completed, and 33 of the promises are ongoing for the first year in office. And most of the promises that are ongoing are related to education, health, infrastructure, development, agriculture, and youth. Additional 49 campaign promises are rated have not started or not rated. That means that there's been no available information to assess what have been action taken, or there's nothing happening at all on the 49 promises. Of the 5 promises completed, we have the payment of the watch fee by the government, the renovation of the GFK hospital, the passage of the Lrtn Is, the reduction of salary of public officials under the executive branch of government, and the payment to community. These are the 5 campaign promises that have been rated completed. For example, for some of the promises that are ongoing, we look at the 14 military hospital, we look at the digital registration process at the University of Liberia, the promise around payment of tuition fee for private university student colleges. These are promises that are ongoing. For example, promises that's not rated or not started is the Coastal Highway, the Bali Island, and other stuff. So we try to break it down by different thematic areas under the 4 pillars of the government, what they call the Pro agenda. So out of the 87 promises, 10 were rated under education and training. 8 were under health and sanitation, 3 under gender equality, 4 of the promises around youth orientation empowerment, 5 focus on physically challenged and senior citizens, 12 of the promises focus around sustainable economic growth, 7 highlight agriculture and forestry, 14 deal with infrastructure development. 1 focus on transportation, 5 on justice and human rights, 2 on reconciliation, 3 on security and national defense, 4 on decentralization institutional system, 4 on accountability and anti-corruption. 5 of the promises focus on foreign policy and diplomatic relations. So all the promises were broken down into different areas. All the thematic areas fall under the 4 pillars of the government. So overall, 26 of the promises are directed towards the economic development infrastructure. It's not surprising that you see the President talk a lot about infrastructure development being a top priority area. 14 of the promises fall directly under those promises. But I want to be clear that for the 1 year period, we realized that there's nothing much being done around promises around accountability, anti-corruption, and promises around physically challenged and senior citizens. We are seeing nothing done in the particular area. So we just want to highlight those things. So when we have completed, what I mean? Completed means that the promise has been confirmed to be achieved. It means that it was done or dedicated or launched. Ongoing, this means this is when government is working toward achieving a promise, but the promise has not been fully achieved. That means it's still ongoing. Not rated means that there's no information available to verify what any action has been taken. And that started mean I said nothing had been done. It not mean started, it's just talk. So we use different tools to track. We develop tools, we tested people, we train and deploy people to do that. So monitor radio station, we monitor television station, we monitor newspapers, and we have monitor regularly the president or the executive marshal website, social media. So we take most of the information, we verify it by fee visit, by rating, by making sure that we can have people to track and make sure that these things are verifiable. So we made few recommendations. One, we took 3. We said the government should develop a result-based communication strategy between the cities and the people. So you mean that government have to communicate well. I mean, getting some of the information is very, very tough because the secrets of the government, people don't release information to you. Most of the ministry and agency, the deputy assistant minister cannot release information until it's been proven by the minister proper, which is very difficult. We say they should establish an inter-ministerial committee to coordinate government effort so they can be easily be accessible to get a report. What we're doing is just to buttress government effort. We're not serving as a police, but then equally so we can report when we can have the proper information to do that. We also want the government to develop an M&E system to monitor government promises and link those promises to the proper agenda implementation. We hope that the report will be accepted by the government and will take it in good faith, and they can go to work towards making those ongoing promises to be completed. As you know, in November we released our first report, and at that time only 4 projects were completed. We have 29 ongoing. Now we're seeing effort. So there have been 5 completed, we have 33 ongoing, meaning that there have been some effort going. We want to also be clear that most of the ongoing projects are projects that was done, that started from the past regime. So this government just inherited and continued work, which is also very good. We call on citizens to make sure that they use the report to hold their government accountable. We are producing close to 300 copies. We want to share with government, ministry, the media, universities, attached shops, student and youth leaders, to make sure they can read the report and hold the government accountable. We're also putting across the country 50 billboards. By tomorrow, we start seeing a billboard, the statistic of what government is doing, so we know exactly what government is doing. If you don't know what the government is doing, it's difficult to say the government is not doing nothing. It's better to know what the government is doing, so we hold the government accountable based on what you say you're going to do. This report ended from January 22nd, 2018 to January 22nd, 2019. As you know, the President addressed the nation recently. He has made additional promises. Those promises are going to be tracked. Those promises are going to be tracked, and they're going to be added to what we have. And I can tell you the next time we will also report on promises that have been made by the President. We call it on. We want to thank the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, UCIWA, for the support. They are supporting this project, but it's not enough because it's a 1-year project. We're not trying to say how we can sustain that. We call it on the UN, the EU, ECOWAS, and USAID to see they can support such an initiative. Because the more people have information on the status of government promises, they become very engaged. They are informed about government action, they hold government to account, and citizens trust in democracy and government improve. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Winnie from Prime FM. Looking at this report, all of the promises made by President George Weah and his CDC government, those ones that are being completed, including the ones that are ongoing and the ones that have not even started, how would you rate this government when you're in office in just a nutshell?
We don't want to go to the era of creating government because there are more promises to come in. But I want to give you an example. Like in America, President Donald Trump made 25 promises. In 2 years, he completed 4. So you see that he has gone to the extent that shutting down government because he wanted to fulfill his promises. You go to Nigeria, President Buhari made 222 promises. He has completed less than 8. It's not really an easy thing. Because when people making the promises, they're not making the promises that you're going to check on them. But it's a new way of democratic accountability. All around the world now, people are holding elected officials accountable. As you know that we just released a legislative accountability report on 12 lawmakers. And now other lawmakers calling on why level out. And so people are happy that people can hold them accountable. And we're looking forward to see how the government is going to respond to our report. And we're open up for that. But I think, based on what we are seeing across the country and the 33 promises ongoing, 1 completed, with 49 for 1 year, and you have 6 years coming, we will advise that the government limit the promises, focus on what they have done, and gradually Liberians will be able to see what they can be able to rate the government. I want the Liberian people to rate the government based on what we are doing.
But don't you think if you rate the government, it will help to put pressure on them to know, especially how far they've gone and what more they need to do? Don't you think?
I rated the government by saying out of 87 promises, 5 completed, 38 ongoing, 49 not rated. So you look at that and grade the government.
Okay.
Yeah, Romeo Toba from ECOWAS Radio. You indicated what could you consider as a lack of visible efforts towards actualizing commitment towards transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
How does that impact on the governance process?
It's a big challenge because all that we do in this country has to do with a lot of work around transparency and accountability. It was said by the past government, it's been said by this government. But then you develop promises, you develop policy improvement that you say you want to do to fight corruption, which has been highly considered in our country as, I don't know how to call it. But then we see that there has been no effort. There have been completely no effort. And especially looking at the amazing billion, the 25 million, all these things that happen, it will have the mechanism and tools in place. It will be easy to track, but now it's not available. We are not seeing anything. I mean, all effort to make sure that we track promises around the area are being very, very challenging. And another one is the physically challenging senior citizen. They make promises that at 70 years old, you will have free medical care. And there will be that very good promises, but there's nothing much done in that area. And the third issue is the gender, not much around gender issue. So a lot, but now it's the first year, we hope that we'll come with a report. Those responsible agencies and responsible people will start to now work on say these are areas that we need to focus. But nothing has been done around accountability and transparency.
Okay. My next question is, there was a recent report released by Transparency International, that's the Corruption Perception Index. And looking at the report, it placed Liberia, within the report it said that Liberia dropped from 41 to 32 in its fight against corruption. And when I monitor the president's... From 41 to 32. From 41 to 32, I read the report. Yeah. So looking at the president's entire annual address on Monday, he didn't mention anything as it relates to his fight against corruption. So as an integrated institution, as an institution that is trying to hold government responsible, what do you make of that?
I think you just saying the same thing I said. I mean, we all saying that government have done nothing. Because if we did something, you would mention that. So our report saying that government have done nothing around the issue of transparency and accountability. And to regularly so, the president could not speak on things that they are not done. So I think we're saying the same thing. So I think that the government need to do a lot based on those. If you read the report, there are specific issues they said they're going to do to be able to fight the issue around accountability and transparency. Nothing has been done based on what they wrote about the report. Not only through policy statement, but it's a part of the manifesto. But looking at manifesto is here, what the government going to do, because everybody knows the issue of accountability and transparency of the issue. So it's here, the rating here. But based on what we have done with 1 year, nothing, completely nothing has been done in this area based on what the government said they're going to do. Yeah. So if you are not doing anything, it will be difficult to report on it, because the annual report was basically the report of what you have done. Yeah.
Still talking about accountability and transparency, the past regime, or let me say it's the chairman of the past ruling party has continued to call on government to audit the past regime. And I mean, this is yet to happen. As an institution working with government in ensuring transparency and good governance, how has your engagement been with government when it comes to ensuring transparency?
We're currently working with the government. I've been invited to a lot of meetings around the development and finalization of what they call a pro agenda, where everybody focusing. And from that pro agenda, there will be specific issue around the issue around transparency and accountability, but it's not coming out in the first 1 year as compared to what was said in their proposal or in their manifestos and even through public statement. We're not seeing much there. So we're also seeing government need to do more. And I agree that the government need to audit the past regime to know exactly what the issues were, so that today it cannot be blamed. But we've got 1 year. It is possible not to do audit. If you do audit, what the result be like? So I think the government need to really work hard in terms of where to start in terms of fighting corruption, because it'll be a major part in our society. And I hope that they can do that. We have the Anti-Corruption Commission, We don't know what they're really doing in terms of how other people doing in other countries, like what happened in Sierra Leone, what happened in Nigeria. We're not seeing much happening. So we really call on this institution called integrated institution to be able to really do their job.
I mean, what would be your recommendation in terms of where government is to start from now that they've already gone 1 year without committing and without commission audits on the past regime?
One, they already made some promises. I hope that they can fulfill the promises they made. Secondly, they need to develop a more robust mechanism in terms of how to really be able to go after the issue of corruption in society. The perception from people, especially on the 16 billion, is a major problem with the government, and the government had to do everything possible to be able to track, to be able to release a report. I think the government should call on the citizens should call on the U.S. government, if they had a report available, to release the report immediately. We can't wait for February, the end of February. The first thing from the U.S. ambassador was like the report will be released after the season. We passed the season. I mean, we go to end January and go to February. We cannot wait for the end of February when this quote-unquote 16 billion missing is a dark cloud over the country. Not only the government, but if you travel outside and sit in a program, people ask you, what happened to the 16 billion? So all of us feeling it. So I think the international partners are promised to help Nigeria to do everything possible to release the report. Because one, if we can't release the report on time and people continue to accuse the government of taking money and keeping the money to the house, and it will start losing public trust. Even with those international institutions like the U.S. government, they have promised Liberian people that they want to make sure that they do this. If they can't do it, the next time they say anything, nobody will take it serious. So they have to do everything possible to release the report. If we know what in the report, then we will call on the government to make sure that they implement those recommendations in the report. Because I'm very sure that the report has recommendation. But I won't think waiting until the end of February will be anything serious for the country right now. I think the president ended 1 year. The U.S. government has shown by now the report should be available. Let them release the report to the Liberian people so we know exactly what's going on in our country. From there, then we can now talk about how to fight corruption. Because what's the recommendation? What's the issue that will be identified? Now we can find a way to close it up so that it can happen next time. But I think it's very important now. All of us, even when we travel in this country, people laugh at us. What happened to the 16 billion? It's not only the government, but for all of us as civil society and Liberia. So I really call on the U.S. government to do everything possible to release the report before the end of February.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we have copied the report we gave you.